Good evening, Sierra Leone. Good evening, Kono District. Good evening to all the Kono picking them, the Saloon picking them within the diaspora, and una way back home na Sierra Leone. This na David Bongo, the country owner from Kono News Network, and I get important discussions then for make this evening regarding the Paramount Chief election where they take place na Kamaa Chiefdom. Before I go further, I go tell thank you to una all we don't subscribe to this channel. I also want to tell thank you to una wey dey always comment and provide suggestions them. I'd encourage una for let una if you dey watch me for the first time, please I'd encourage you for let you subscribe, click the notification bell so that whenever I come on with the important information there about Kono and Sierra Leone, una go get them. Okay, so today we examine important issues surrounding the Kamaa Chiefdom Paramount Chieftaincy election, focusing on tax assessment, the determination of tribal authority and councillor list, and the respective roles of the senior district officer, Regent chief, permanent secretary of local government, and the legal framework governing Paramount Chieftaincy elections in Sierra Leone. Understanding these procedures is essential for ensuring transparency, legitimacy, and public confidence in the electoral process. Fumble them, I want to welcome una again. We will talk about election processes them and the Paramount Chieftaincy election Kono district when inside Kamaa Chiefdom this get for happen. I extend this particular broadcast dedicated to all people that will love peace and tranquility inside Sierra Leone and particularly so inside Kono district. Let we all work together. Let we promote Kono. Let we promote Sierra Leone. And when election time come, let we understand say not to fight, enough to be violence. Let we not begin to attack each other. Let we play with card them according to how we work. All aspirants the way they team up for Paramount Chieftaincy in Kamaa Chiefdom. The Kamaa people they know whether don't do work for them, whether not do work for them. The one the way don't really show say yes. They're capable for support the chiefdom. When they ask owner the Kamaa Chiefdom people them, they wanna choose wisely. Yes, everybody will don't team up now for the Paramount Chieftaincy election, they're all related. They're all related, they're all capable. But in any situation, one particular person, when they contest, one particular person always go for the pantap. And that's not the one we don't do the hardest work for let people then see say yes, this will represent we. I want to tell una say I don't talk to different people that were involved in this election, especially the preparation process, the SDO, the local government director, the permanent secretary. I don't talk to all the one in there so that waiting they happen right now where they bring misunderstanding, we will able to clarify all the thing and day. We know say yes, they may not hold meeting for tax assessment. Then say then they review the tax where people they may not buy, and then get procedures them for every 3 years. The tax where they buy within that block, nine valid for let they able choose councillors them within that block day. So I think say the most recent one where they get where they've been doing during the late Chief Ngekia in period, they're not been put down the pan gazette. So according to what we get, they not get for consider that particular period day. So then they take the 2018 period as the baseline. I've been get for call the director of local government for confirm this information. Yeah, so it tell me say yes, and that's not the reason where that's not the decision where they don't take. But right now then they try for make a template for Kamaa Chiefdom. We go able to guide them for conduct the Paramount Chieftaincy election. I also try for talk to the SDO. I call the SDO for let I able find out, because what I see inside the video the way I get for can play, the information the way we get inside the video tell we say then get for nullify all the tax receipts the way them don't buy within the period of 2018 to the current period where we dey the permanent secretary inside the meeting where they been get in a Kamaa Chiefdom talk say then they nullify all the tax receipts then the way people them been don't buy. So which means in fact the councillor list where them be able to get within that period itself they not they consider them. But outside the problem they within the permanent secretary in tell the people them and within the SDO in understand na two different things them. SDO in no say yes the list we then get because in and the Regent chief now them be involved in selling and providing tax receipts within that period where people then don't buy the tax receipts, then don't sign them, section chief then don't sign them, all the people they were supposed for sign don't sign. Then the permanent secretary in don't can nullify the thing and they. So we don't know whether the information where the permanent secretary give now the minister of local government they go by, or the information where the SDO give now the minister of local government they go by. That we not go able to ascertain, but we believe say according to what I get from the director of local government, he said then they deal with that, then they create a template for Kamaa Chiefdom. So the Kamaa people then they sit down, they wait for see which kind templates they get for create for them and why that for be different from other chiefdom them. If it get for be different, we just not sure say whether it get for be the same template. But we go continue for go with this information. Also, we get information from other people that were self concerned with the election when are citizens them. Themselves don't give their own account, we get them accounts there all. We know say yes, the petition where them be make against the tax assessment. Now that not the petition where be move the permanent secretary for say yes, based on them findings them, they don't annul some of the council or list where they may don't provide. However, when I go get for see the video and when I go get for listen and ascertain wetin the permanent secretary talk. But anyway, wetin are the importance of tax assessment before Paramount Chieftaincy election? They can wetin are the importance of tax assessment? So they look at tax assessment now one critical component of chiefdom administration and electoral processes them. The key functions, I will read this out, Leona, listen keenly. Key functions of tax assessment. It establish and update register of taxpayers within the chiefdom. It also they help determine eligibility for participation in local governance structures. Tax assessment they also assist in identifying qualified tribal authority members where applicable. Also, it provide a basis for local revenue generation and development planning. Finally, one of the last key function, it ensure that electoral list reflects current residents and taxpayers. But then concerns then the way they can raise most often. Delayed tax assessment may affect the accuracy of electoral records. Selective inclusions or exclusions of taxpayers can generate disputes, and also lack of transparency in assessment procedures may undermine confidence in the elections. So let we determine how then let we see how then they determine tribal authority list. The tribal authority list of recognized representatives from various sections, villages, and ruling families within the chiefdom. So the purpose of that would be this: forms part of the electoral college responsible for electing paramount chiefs. That tribal authority lists them responsible for elect paramount chiefdom, and it represents traditional governance structure also. Wetin are the requirement for let you become a tribal authority? Membership should be compiled according to existing laws and customary practices. Also, lists should be verified and publicly scrutinized before elections. Inclusions should not be influenced by political considerations. Common areas of dispute can be omissions of eligible members, addition of unqualified individuals, and disagreement over village representations. Questions regarding legitimacy also can come up for appointments. The role of councillors in Paramount Chieftaincy elections, and wetin na the role of them councillors dem. Now then the elected local councillors are members of the electoral college. Now then they constitute the one the way they vote for any paramount chief. So the responsibility 9 days participate in the election of paramount chiefs, represent the interests of their respective wards, and also ensure fairness and transparency during the election process. The key principles then for that go be councillors they must be legally recognized and properly elected members of the local council before participating in the elections. So role of the senior district officer when at the SDO. As I've been done mentioned earlier on in the opening statement, the SDO don't categorically talk say and not receive any official letter from the Ministry of Local Government where they authorize and say therefore annul all the list of councillors the way they don't gather within the 2022 period up to 2025. So in that case, wetin the permanent secretary aiming don do for cancel or annul the taxes there or taxpayers there wey been don really pay them money to the I think to the SDO and to the Regent chief wey dem been don legally approve them taxes dem the way dem been don sell. So SDO dey talk say e no get any formal information about that, and we will continue for go with that. Wetin are the limitations then under the role of senior district officer? So the district officer and responsibilities first I will go through that. Coordinate administrative agreements or arrangements for elections, and 9 they ensure compliance with government procedures and regulations. Since 9 they do them, 9 they regulate the compliance and government procedures and regulations. So wetin we feel according to the SDO, we talk say yes, e no get any official information from the Ministry of Local Government. So I think say the people there na Kamaa Chiefdom for follow wetin the first gentleman at the district in believe or in think until they get information from the Ministry of Local Government. But wetin are the limitations of the SDO in self? The SDO should not determine the winner of an election, should not influence the electoral college, and also should not favor any candidate or ruling house. And the SDO's role is primarily administrative and supervisory. So, according to the SDO imposition, in way say e don tell we say e not receive any official letter. So na the information where we feel say the district go by, the chiefdom go by until the Ministry of Local Government decide otherwise. Wetin are the role of the Regent chief? The Regent chief is appointed when there is a vacancy of a paramount chieftains. But then wetin na im own function? It dey oversee the day-to-day administration of the chiefdom and preserve peace, stability until dem elect the new paramount chief. E for work with the government officials for lay facilitate the election process. But e sef get some restrictions. E for remain neutral during the election process. E no for get any side wey e dey support. E for avoid using the authority of the office for support particular candidates dem. And also e for ensure equal treatment of all eligible candidates and ruling house. So the role of the permanent secretary from the Ministry of Local Government 9 days. E for provide administrative oversight on national chieftaincy matters. And e for represent the Minister of Local Government for say e for represent the Minister of Local Government. The information wey in dey bring am for be say na the information wey dey comot from the minister himself and not to wetin the permanent secretary himself go don fill or coin out. So e for ensure implementation of government policies and legal procedures and also review reports and complaints arising from electoral processes. Also, the permanent secretary for coordinate with district officers dem and other government officials dem and advise the Minister of Local Government for procedural and administrative matters. So, wetin are the authority of the permanent secretary? The permanent secretary for help ensure that elections comply with the established laws and regulations, but does not personally elect paramount chief. Number 7, we go to what the local government framework says about paramount chieftaincy elections. The local government system works alongside with chieftaincy governance structures. The key principles then are these. Paramount chieftaincy elections must follow the law and recognized customary practices. Therefore, also follow electoral college members must be properly identified and verified. Also, elections supposed to be free, fair, and transparent. Government officials must remain impartial. They not for take any sides, and complaints and objections should be addressed through established legal and administrative channels. So these are some essential questions. Proper declaration of vacancy, verification of eligible ruling houses, preparation of electoral college list, publication and verification of voter list, conduct of elections under lawful procedures, and certification and gazetting of the successful candidates. But then I get for ask 10 few questions then. The local tax assessment, was it conducted fairly and transparently in Kamaa Chiefdom? And also, was the tribal authority list compiled? If they don't compile that tribal authority list, where during the time where the SDO been done send, been done provide tax receipt, people then don't buy that tax receipt there, and then they don't officially sign them, that we go believe say na go comprise the tribal authority list. So which mechanism will they exist for challenge disputes, names on disputed names on the list, and the SDO self for act within the limits of a own administrative mandate. So we they ask again, if the SDO, if the Regent chief they maintain neutrality, then they say a very important. So based on waiting I just don't say now, we believe say we for listen to the SDO when I the first gentleman at the district, and where the permanent secretary come and the SDO and the chief way the when are the how you call them again, chief Chaskui, when I the Regent chief, that's the word I was looking for, when I the Regent chief. So we believe say the Regent chief and the SDO, they work hand in hand. And where the permanent secretary come, again for confide in then two people there so for make sure say no biasness not take place. So in closing, I will say this. The Paramount Chieftaincy institution remains one of Sierra Leone's most important traditional governance structures. For the Kamaa Chiefdom election to command public confidence, every stage from tax assessment and compilation of tribal authority list to the conduct of the election itself must be transparent, lawful, and impartial. The roles of the SDO, Regent Chief, Permanent Secretary, and Electoral College members must be exercised within the limits of the law to ensure that the eventual Paramount Chief enjoys legitimacy, respect, and the confidence of the people in Kamaa Chiefdom. So again, Fambulema, they come back to Una. Let we understand for say the first gentleman at the district na the SDO. And wetin happen, dem don't provide tax receipt or tax books to different sectors them na the chiefdom, to different candidates them for sale, and to different administrative officers them for sale. And inside there, the SDO and the region chief, section chief them been done sign then documents then they. So we believe say whatever document done the way they exist up to this point in time supposed to be valid. I will left una with this video for watch and see wetin the SDO they say, the permanent secretary they say, and the director self they say. Let we sit down and watch this.
All the clarification and now I'm 2023, that time the late chief lobby don't die in William supply book here. Now 60 books and supply. 60 tax books and then supply. Then what that time will come for collect for the tax we sell the number will give you all record inside this book. You want to buy that tax. So we'll take them now.
So watch this now the SDO and the talk so now listen to
this. Namika will book here 130 books there. Walk out with them, they return Boku, the example and the books they did. Because people they not buy because election, they not be done put date for election. So people they fail for buy, they not buy them books there. 2025, who count the first one at the 130. Then chief put in for another 100. That are 200 are waiting. Then books there you 14 books left. The CCC, the street, we say 14 books then left. Then before that time they come for do assessment for 2025. When the assessment paper they are when every township a signer, the section chief signer, then the regent self signer. He said these are the assessments, which means not to make assessment for anybody. So then 3 there, if you put them together, we divide them by 3, then they give the number of TAs with that town for get. Wetin normally then township dem can do. Then they collect money in people their hand, they not they buy, they not they pay for the tax. And every tax, when all remember, the day will come from, they will come Regent and tell everybody say the election process won't begin. Any tax where you buy, the book where you can pay to the class, tell and let you receipt, general receipt. That they tell you say that this number of tax where you don't buy. And up to date, so they had what's the count that general receipt say this year now this number of tax you buy. Now so we they still waiting now. Even this last one where they come with all rent ship there where they buy will give a general receipt. General receipt will give them, they all get that. So if he can't say, if he can't say no, not on this number of TAU that you forget, come with the receipt, the Lord check out. They will say yes, that's true it is not on this number of TAU. We know there's no way for process TA for posse. Now the number of tax where you buy with 20. And this 2018 when at the baseline for that town there where they did it, not so we be kidding. Now in the late chief in time, then do that revision. And most of them town there where they did it, the number they where they get, now they 9 our baseline won't be doing. But if you not buy tax from match that number, you never get a kind TA there. So I don't see any reason why people that wanna ask una township and una class. Let them tell una how they buy the tax. Now they're supposed to tell we now the information we'll get and make account with all the information there. And I will make them accessible to all the journalists and let them see. But say no way, no they will don't rob anybody or we don't ask for anybody. Now what you do, now you get. Una all when they are una keep there with business. But who say once election now they count do tax, people they not they buy. They not they buy. But the day normally they say election, they count 100%, all they buy. And government get a baseline way use. We got baseline way they do in 2018. And 2018, the TAs that were in 1,200 and something. One of those actual number. But in 2018, 221. And what will be the waiting now? Now give the analysis. Now give some analysis. Somebody by that time they now 93 TAs and then we get. Then 2024 they buy 3 books. And 2025 now 4 books they buy. And we now live with weekend. Now office when they go, I say, but why would I not go pay for all that thing? They say no, somebody now all man now. Who that one buy it, they go buy. And you don't say wait election, the people they not they buy tax. Then they wait for the people they can't buy for them so that they will become the TA. So an office say me get anything what I do, wait for reduce or for increase, post in TA. Now how you buy, now so you get. If you get your receipt then, you will count out from check here, they will clarify. This are who's here. 2025, who's there?
They don't go that far. People call me.
So before we continue with this, what you wanna just hear from the SDO, the talk say the baseline we then give them, the tax the way they may done by within the period from 2018 up to 2021-2022, 9 then get for use for do this particular Paramount Chieftaincy election na Kamaa Chiefdom. Because the taxes the way they may buy after 2022 or between the period 2021 to 2025 or 2024, they're not being gazette the one and day. So in fact, so they're not going to use that particular one. And if the SDO we been don't get this authority for say let them use 2018 as the baseline. All the councillors that we've been there within that period, now they're supposed for elect the new paramount chief. And because if they take any other list from 2025, it not going to be valid because na 3 year then they consider. So 2025, 2026, 2027, now will be the next period where they for able get our councillors there again. So if they do anything beyond that, then go they not go they know they follow the law, the local council act for elect paramount chiefdom. So it's fine for let people they know that. Now every 3 year, according to what you wanna hear from the SDO, every 3 year, now then they use for gather councillors them. And the only valid 3 year now do always start from 2018, 2019, 2020, and I think up to 2021. Beyond that, waiting them be received and not been there on Gazette, so they're not going to use them. So I believe say now that now the correct information. If the permanent secretary in they say otherwise, then I think say we foresee don't listen within the minister of local government get for talk about that particular incident day. Because right now I call the director of local government and tell me say then they create a template. That template I don't know whether a new template for just Kamaa Chiefdom or then they go back to the original template where they get when 2018 and at the baseline. That na the confusion day. And up to this point in time, no information not carried to the SDO for sure say yes, na this na the new information we don't get for gather the councillor list and for conduct the election. So with the appeal to the government, central government, for make sure say this election not get any form of corruption, for make sure say this election not politicized, make them take politics out of it completely. Let them left the Kamaa people therefore choose whether they want for be them paramount chief based on whether don't do work for them, based on whether they feel say Nana the best fitted candidate right now, not to sentiment, not to any other thing else. Let the people them, the candidates them, the activities they make a bid and legacy for provide the leadership where the Kamaa people then want. So we go continue this person now on the see so. Naina the permanent secretary, I think so. Now so then tell me now the permanent secretary down there, let we listen to her.
People call even on Facebook, what does that know that day? But what most of the feedback they all don't get from them people today is that the right decision will take. And so we have no regrets for that. No regrets. Even though some man I don't call them will reach some side, somebody say, yes, yeah, you know, what's when I take when I want to pass there? But I don't call them. Oh no. The videos, the pictures are all over. I think I can talk to them one day. I see how I'm doing fine. For for bring peace and the children. Go to somebody who don't hire you. Because when they do that, they are very clever. What would they do revision? Now when sometimes when you look at business and come inside, but even the revision, when they go to the revision and they keep on headquarters, I don't know, all the villages they come when I do the revision there. But of late, what did I happen? They say, when I come and they keep on headquarters. And when I come and keep the headquarters, now the problem is that when it comes as a result of what you do. Moving forward. Moving forward. In view of the challenges there, the can see. The ministry when they supervise or when they provide oversight by chieftaincy business in this country, don't sit down and say, all those things will not happen. na null and void. The question about Fendu, when we send the report, when I look at the details, one of the aspirants that when we interview, he said that 3 post-mortem Fendu. Yeah. The table say the late Regent chief. Now he appoints the town chief when I Kamaa Felix stand here. And he don't need a capacity for over 10 years. Fendu village gets 47 TAM and 940 taxpayers. One of the aspirants tell me during the interview, he said in a 5 goes no more than the place. We go tour. When we tour, the issue of boundary between Fendu and Tomodu come up. When come up, the town chief na Tomodu we use in knowledge based on waiting in people that pass on to us. It show you the boundary between Tomodu and Fendu, and it make we work about some facilities. The community health center where we enter there, we interview people. The water well where they make the signboard where they pay for that. I have them on my phone. They get past 50 dwelling houses. We go Kandia, that is Sukulu section. Kandia and the Sukulu section, Mohamed Kamaa being the acting chief. The E.S.K from there, that is substantive chief. We then say the United Kingdom they reside. The village gets 34 years, that is 680 taxpayers. When I record at the 2026 review, what you will discover? 2 structures where nobody not have. So, it meant we feel say the number of things when they disagree with what we see. Yibeda is a Congo section with Tamba Fande 1 as township. We discover 1 structure with nobody know it, and 5 team when they recorded 100 taxpayers for the village. We find out that none of the taxpayers will give that number of that authority they reside in. Find out to the person who send them. Listen up. Now, what I then want someone they can expect perfect. I don't know. So that in itself, not be promoted from now angle. Not the Regent chief no more. Not the PS no more. Not the minister no more. Not the president no more. You yourself in the media, when I get a rule for me, for maintain peace at this part of the country. Now how do you pray? Objectively report what you see. Not those are the moment they talk. So let the person wait to let that one more and more. Send the whole thing so that next time you know that conscience meeting. Say what are those not correct. And it is shameful. Let me repeat it. It is shameful for let somebody associate himself with deceit. Dishonesty. Shameful. Yeah. So, having said that, waiting our key findings. Don't worry, we go up that hill. The acting township who meet, the tell we say, that officer will tap, say that they person by today. But there are people, we give Chiefdom people who tell me, oh, they're not something like that as person, because person is not supposed to do that we do. But as far as that area will go concerned, that Congo that section, that area big. So and take we to outside the know for that we for Pesimani, where they begin 30 years, 600 taxpayers. So on the whole, the team now don't conclude say, one, forget we all them figures that we don't give. No comprehensive tax assessment take place. No comprehensive tax assessment. And because no comprehensive tax assessment take place, the figures are questionable and doubtful. By rights, other things being equal, for any other no day. When they do assessment.
Okay, that na according to what you understand na the permanent secretary na in the talk so. I don't give your analysis, and na this na the question where I ask the SDO today, where the SDO say although the permanent secretary announced the annulment, they not get any official information, they not get any official letter for sure say yes, they don't cancel the list of electoral college members them, or what we they call tribal authorities. So we dey wait for hearing from the Ministry of Local Government. We also dey wait for see wetin go be the template wey the director bin don talk say dem dey create for Kamaa Chiefdom. Until that time dey happen, we dey ask people dem na Kamaa Chiefdom let dem understand say yes, e good for maintain peace per election, e good for maintain transparency, and let dem avoid anything wey dey bring confusion at the chiefdom. Let we also understand say the people that been don buy tax already, where the permanent secretary say dem get for annul, dem get for return them people the money, and then get for other get for return the money, and that money dey not to the government, it go or it stay in the hands of the one that will sell the tax. So this na question where we still get for wait for answer and understand say yes, if the SDO ain't not able get official paper for say them for annul the information or the taxes they they don't buy or the councillor list, it tell like say there is conflict somewhere where we the citizens will want to understand from the Ministry of Local Government. And with that being said, I want to tell you all thank you for una time una don't take for listening until we hear it from the department again we get for do with this particular election. I want to tell una all thank you. Una continue for subscribe, una comment, and una ask questions them. Next time we will answer them questions then day. Me na David Bongo, I dey tell una all thank you. I also want to recognize executives of Kono organizations where they fight very hard. We get few other things that will don't happen at Konomani Park where we get for report about that, but we wait for let we get concrete information before ever we say anything towards that. Until then, on a good night.